Welcome back to Off the Rack Rebellion, the podcast where we talk about costuming and how to take everyday finds and incorporate them into your everyday cosplays. Hello, Billy.
Hey,
How's it
how's it
going?
going? I'm very excited.
I
I'm
am
very
too.
excited.
If you haven't guessed by now, if you missed our last episode, maybe you don't know what we're talking about. But we're talking about Andor, the second season today,
Yes.
which Billy's mentioned is like his equivalent of the Super Bowl, and I couldn't agree more.
It
We've
changed my
been
life, I
waiting.
think.
It did, and, like, I mentioned that several times, like, whenever there's, like, a Disney Bound challenge or whatever, and I can slide Andor in there, and I'm like, "This show changed my life." I'm not
Yeah,
being dramatic because,
yeah.
like, how many of our friends did we connect with all because this
Mhm,
show and that message resonated so deeply with us?
mhm.
Um, and Zach Eskrin for starting Mid-Rim Rebel, starting our Ferris Friday is definitely it's like, even when I'm using my flashback pictures, I'm like, "Ooh, ooh, I gotta get on, it's Friday, I gotta be a part of this little group," right? Uh,
I went into like I almost went into a meltdown, I think the last Friday or no, the one before last,
oh, I missed
where
the one before last.
for some reason I couldn't post. Like,
Oh,
I could not
you're like,
post.
"Not today, internet."
Yeah, and I was like, "I don't know what's happening." I'm like, "I
Oh,
don't know what's happening."
no.
For whatever reason, there was an outage in a lot of different places
Okay.
of, like, Meta and
I've
just
met it. Yeah,
Instagram
yeah.
in general, and, like,
Okay.
people were experiencing, like, things like that, that their
Yeah,
messages weren't loading, that they weren't able to post, they weren't able to
yeah.
post stories, like, nothing, and I was like,
Oh, yeah.
"What am I gonna do?
I've
I
had
can't
days like
post."
that, and I'm like, "What did I
Yeah.
do? What did I do wrong? What did I
I'm
break?"
I'm I'm at I'm on a streak, like,
Yeah,
I've
yeah.
never missed one, and,
Yeah, this one.
yeah,
Yeah.
we were doing it before Ferrex Friday, and, like,
Mhm.
I've I've never missed a Friday.
Yes.
I'm
I think
like
I think that exact week was the first week I missed just with the craziness
the
of, like,
holidays,
hitting the holidays. Yeah, we have
27th
a
or
family
something? Yeah,
birthday right
yeah,
before Christmas, my little guy's birthday is, like, a week before Christmas, which was bad timing.
yeah,
And, like, it goes from, like, the rush of the end of the school year, the rush of his birthday, the rush of, like, we've
mhm,
gotta finish up Christmas, and then just kids home for 2 weeks, so I did miss
mhm.
that last one. In fact, I need to get myself out to take some new photos, right? Some new
I
content.
know.
Yeah, I know. I think that the way that everyone has been stepping up their
Yeah.
game in relationship to, especially, I think, what they're sharing on Ferrex Friday is just blows my mind that it was this little where Zach was like, "Hey guys, hashtag Ferrex Friday, let's do it." And we were like,
Yeah,
"Yeah,
let's
let's do
do it
it."
every Friday,
And then
yeah,
and then
and
it
I was like,
became a
"Okay, yeah,
thing.
sure."
And I love that it's a thing. It does warm my heart, but I'm like, "Oh my gosh." Yeah, there are some weeks I'm like, "Oh, oh shoot, I gotta get on this." Um, but Ferrex has.
I've been using it as my, like, practice day to do, like, digital stuff. I don't know if you've
Oh,
noticed, but I've like, that's
nice.
usually when I do, like, my composite stuff, which they're
Mhm.
not always great, and
Yeah.
sometimes, I'll be honest, I'm, like, rushing them, and
Oh, yeah.
some look great and some don't.
Well, yours are better than mine because you know how I do mine where I, like, put a background in it?
Yeah.
It's so old, like, low key. I literally, like, copy my image in Apple Photos, right? Or, like,
Right.
on my iPhone, and then I've pulled up the background in a story on Instagram, and I can
Oh.
paste myself in, and then I take a screenshot of that,
Oh.
and that's
Whoa,
all I'm doing.
okay, you're doing some sort of digital collage? Wait, but it is a digital collage, but, like,
Yeah, but,
you're
like,
doing
so
it.
low key. I mean, I'm embarrassed to tell you this, but that's my level of technology,
You're
people. I'm so
printing out a photo of yourself, you're cutting yourself out, and then on your laptop, there's a background, and you take
Yeah,
a picture
I'm
of your
I'm cutting a
hand,
scene from a
you have to
magazine,
edit
right?
your thumb out of the photo. Yeah, okay.
Pretty much, yes. That's yeah,
Yeah,
so that's why, and I have to find, like, the lighting, or it's like, okay, the lighting kinda matches in
yeah.
that. I don't know how to do any of this stuff. So your stuff is, like, so impressive to me because
Well,
that's what
I
I'm
mean,
doing really.
it's weeks and weeks. It's really just like, banging my head up against the wall and seeing what works and what doesn't, and I think I think I've gotten better, but it's all through practice. It's not through,
Yeah.
like, any superpower or anything like that. It's really just doing it over. There's some people that are Amazing.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, like, well, and then we have people who are just so talented taking actual photos, actual videos that
Yeah.
should be making movies, by the way, Burgundy Squadron
You're
fan
pushing for that
film.
movie. Yeah.
I'm pushing it. I think we have so much talent in our friend group that why wouldn't we? Just for
Yeah.
the heck of it. You know what I mean?
That
Like,
was, like, my end of year message, like, to the squadron. I was like, what I think is our greatest accomplishment is, like, the storytelling that's coming
yeah,
out of that group.
yeah,
Like, it's incredible. Yeah.
yeah, absolutely. I just yeah. I'm amazed every day by what our friends are cranking out. It's an
Yeah.
honor, honestly, to, like, know these
Yeah.
people.
Yeah.
It blows me away. So, and
I
and
just love the
Andor
I love the
together.
community just in general because, like, whenever somebody, like, learns something, like, I love how giving this community is, because 'cause they're
Yes.
like, they'll figure something out or they'll read about something or learn something somewhere and immediately put it out and say, "Look at this thing and look at how to do it." And
Yeah,
then it's like this, like, arms race, but in the best, like, possible way,
yeah,
not in a way where it's competition, it's just like it's us, like, filling up this bathtub
yeah,
and, like, we just bring all the boats rise, you
yeah.
know?
Oh, yeah,
The tide
totally.
comes in and all the boats rise, and I think
Absolutely.
that's incredible, like,
Yeah,
yeah,
I love it. It is very much the, like, "Oh, wait, you're doing oh, yeah, I wanna do that too. Oh, you do? Oh, great,
exactly.
come on, let's go, let's do it together,"
Yeah,
and I love that, yeah.
yeah,
Ah,
pretty amazing.
yay. Hi, everyone, we love you.
Yeah, happy New Year.
Everyone can check out their bingo card today.
So, Andor, so this teaser, so you
Yes.
said you haven't seen it, which is fine.
I I don't think I've seen it because I think
Okay.
I am trying to hold a little bit back. So we were just talking about this last night at dinner. My husband doesn't like he didn't wanna know the gender of the kids. He doesn't like to watch Star Wars trailers for movies, like, does
Okay.
not wanna know anything. And he was using, like, Kylo Ren's lightsaber as an example. He's like,
Right,
"I want that newness, like, that instant,
right,
like, wow, when I see it on the screen for the first time. I don't
right.
wanna see it in the trailer, no matter, like, how misleading they are on the plot line or anything like that. He's like, "I don't wanna see it." So
Yeah.
I'm trying that on a little bit. I am the opposite. When I was a kid, I used to, like, sneak around to find out what I was getting for Christmas, right? Like, I'm not go I hate not knowing. And so I'm trying to, like, walk in his shoes a little bit and see how it
Yeah,
actually feels, because I did watch the trailers for the first one,
yeah,
which was probably good because it really got me stoked to be like, "No, no, we need to watch this. I know there's not
yeah,
a lot of talk on it. We need to I am watching this."
yeah.
So I am trying to, yeah, be a little more excited, just like so, but let's look at the
But I
photos
think I
because there's
agree,
amazing stuff.
yeah, I agree because like, sometimes sometimes I'll skip a trailer, but, like, a
Mhm.
teaser to me is like, "Oh,
Yeah.
you're gonna show me a bunch
Okay.
of
Yeah,
images,
yeah,
you're not gonna
yeah,
tell me anything," and
yeah,
that's, like, that's fine. I
totally.
did also see, and this is probably not great to say, but I did see that the what they call a sizzle reel, which is, like, a bit of, like, interviews, a bit of behind the scenes, a bit of, like, the trailer. I'm sure there's things that we'll see that
Yeah.
aren't in this teaser. So I've
Mhm.
seen that as well, and it is
Oh.
circulating around,
Oh, man. Okay, now we
for
talk about it, now I wanna go watch it all.
well, I know a
I w
guy,
I
and that
wanna
guy is me.
know. Billy's got the inside scoop.
I'm sorry. I'm not gonna
Oh,
distribute it, but anyway.
no, that's fantastic. I'm stoked that
So
you've
the
seen it.
yeah, sorry, so
I
the teaser.
yes. Um, w yeah. Once again, I'm, like, scrolling down through our document, so, once again, I am stoked for the color scheme of this show just
Mhm.
based on these images, because I have seen some
Mhm.
images. I do follow, like, Star Wars media, their account
Yeah,
on Instagram and stuff, and so you do see images. I have seen these, like, things like that, but I haven't, like, watched video, but
yeah.
I can already tell that, like, the color scheme is gonna
Well,
speak
they're
to me.
obviously they're well, there's a couple of photos here, that look like they're at a rebel base, and what I
Mhm.
love is that it's sort of It's the same look as the Rebel Marines, which it makes
Yeah.
sense, from
Yeah.
Rogue One. There's a
Mhm.
lot of blue, a lot of tan, a lot
Yeah.
of brown, and that was the
Yeah.
sort of color palette of those, like, Rebel Marines, the
Mhm.
ones that hit the ground on Scarif.
Mhm.
But then that carries over because
Mhm.
there's a shot, that's right next to it. We're looking at the dock. Sorry, people
Yeah.
listening, but uh, the this sort of blue, this kind of slate blue and
Mhm.
navy blue with like browns and khakis. It seems to be a theme
Yes.
throughout. Um, what we've seen so far.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's also this like other planet here that looks like a very metropolitan
Mhm.
planet. I won't say what happens here. I don't think it's shown in this teaser. Kind of
But in
but
this one image, we're gonna have to share this because the
yeah, I'll do a
person who's on
post.
that far right corner with the hat
Mhm.
looks really familiar.
Does that look
Uh,
like does that look like
it
Agent
does.
Rick's,
It
um,
does.
his second
With
character?
the
Yeah.
I know.
It's a very 20s, right? It's very 20s and
Yeah.
30s, this planet. It's gotta be
Yeah,
a
well
different planet.
yeah, that building is very, like, art deco.
And then
Like,
even if you see,
wow.
like, the 2 shots of Cassian that are to the
Mhm.
right of it and to the bottom, I'll do a
Yeah.
post, you guys, so that
Yes.
you can see what
Yeah,
we're
yeah.
looking at. But with the little mustache, very
Yeah.
20s, very 30s. So I
Mhm.
think those are direct correlations, like, that must be what he looks like when he's on this planet, and
Yeah,
it
yeah,
looks like the styling of it is very 20s and very 30s.
yeah.
But yeah, I can't wait to see that hat, and I do think that, Ajax is gonna really love it because I
Yes,
think
it's
his
gonna be in there
character
for
will fit
10
right in.
seconds, and we're all gonna, like
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
we're all gonna take a million screenshots of
No, no,
that
no,
for
because
10
I know
seconds.
what's happening in this photo,
Oh,
and
okay,
yeah,
okay.
it's
Oh,
gonna be
okay,
a
okay.
flash. We're not even gonna see
Oh,
it, like, it's
shit.
we're gonna have to go frame by frame to find this
Yeah,
guy.
right. Dear
Yeah.
Disney, if you could just release a whole photo book of just these people in the background, that'd be great.
Oh,
Thanks.
if they do, like, I know they did, like, a sort of, like, not encyclopedia of, but, like, the art of,
Yeah,
and
the
it was
art
all the
of
Disney Plus shows, so Andor
yeah,
was in there with
yeah,
Kenobi and with, with I don't know if the Acolyte was out yet, but, it
yeah,
was all of the Disney Plus shows, and they were kind of all folded in,
yeah.
together. I want just give me Andor season 1 and 2 in one
Yes.
book, like,
Please, 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 please.
I
We will
don't own any of
yeah.
those books. I would
I
own
don't
that one,
either. I
like,
don't either, and, Ian Grayson is always reminding me that I should pick them up because, of course, he has everything in his library,
yeah.
and I'm all like, especially when we were planning for HelsiCon, I was like, "Hey, could you send me some screenshots?"
Well, here's a tip. If you search for them on YouTube, you could find
Oh!
you could find people literally just flipping page by
Oh
page.
my god. I would
Like, that's
watch
what I
that.
used to
I
do,
think
like,
oh my
way back
gosh.
when, like,
Okay, I will look
yeah,
that up because that's all I
yeah.
need in my life right there. Thank
And
you
there's,
so much.
like they're, like, silent, or maybe they have music, I don't know,
Yeah,
who knows
yeah.
what they do, but
Okay.
there's, like, no graphics on the screen or anything like that if you find a
Oh,
good one. They're really high quality, and it's someone just, like,
okay,
camera facing, top down
okay.
on their table, and they're literally just slowly flipping page through page. So you can pause them, you
Okay.
can take screenshots,
Yes, yes, yes.
and if you find a good one, then you'll have good enough quality to kind of zoom in a little bit,
Oh my gosh, you just
and you can
changed my
even
life.
decide like which ones you want to buy from then, because
Yeah.
sometimes you get one and you're
Yeah.
like, oh, this isn't exactly
Yeah,
what I want, but they're
right?
pricey. They're not cheap.
Yeah, the ones that you can still get, right? Because there's a
Yeah.
couple of them that you can't, so
Hmm.
yes, okay, cool, but
So
still
that's a tip.
Disney.
That's a tip for everyone. Yeah. Look
Yes.
them up on YouTube. You'll find a flip through of it.
Perfect.
And nearly
Perfect.
almost any picture book you can find on YouTube flip through
Okay.
anyway.
Okay,
I don't know
cool.
if
Well,
that's like
that's
okay to do,
awesome.
but they do it.
Probably not. They're probably definitely, like, copyright infringement, but thank you.
Thank you very much. Well, if you find one you really like, then
You
rip the
pirates.
video. That's what I do.
Yeah, yeah,
Then you rip
okay.
the video and you have the video forever. And like
Oh,
you
man,
have a
okay,
copy of the
alright,
book digitally.
alright. Oh my gosh,
Who's a pirate?
who's a pirate? Yeah, space pirates.
Okay. Earth pirate. Um,
Uh,
no, 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 don't
um,
do that, that's it. But I mean, do what you need
we
to
would never tell you to
do.
do something illegal.
Oh my god.
Do we have a legal
You
counsel?
wouldn't download a car.
Um, I I think that these same color schemes kinda carry over too, because if we sort
They
of
do,
look at
right?
our other like, there's a picture of him obviously in a flight suit that
Mhm.
seems like a
Mm.
really, I don't know, burgundy?
Well, it's
Is it more of a
well,
rust color, or are we seeing it through a
it's
filter?
red, it's straight up
Red, okay,
red, yeah.
straight up red, gotcha, okay.
Yeah, yeah, when
Yeah,
you see it in the light, it's, like, straight up red. I think he's
okay.
sort of in a I think he might be in a
In
cockpit,
a
which there's
ship,
a
yeah.
lot of blue light, so it's,
Yeah,
like, throwing it a bit
that makes sense.
orangey, but from what I understand, it's, like, red and, like, you know, anyone that loves, like, Imperial stuff and Imperial
Yeah,
pilots, like, they kind of, like, went gaga over this because it's a
okay.
brand new pilot, like, it's a brand new Imperial
Oh,
pilot setup, and
okay.
everyone was like, "What are those buckles?" I love when
Oh
they get
gosh, everyone's
and they're
scrambling
like,
to be
"Give me
like,
the
"Where
buckles."
oh, yeah, look at those buckles." You know what those remind me of? And I mean, like, I could be completely wrong, but I think I have one in this closet behind me. Um,
Okay, well, there you go.
so the top part looks to me like, if you have straps for, putting a kayak on the top of your
Oh,
car, and they're
uh-huh.
metal, they're on a long webbing strip so you can, like,
You mean
wrap
like
them
a
around
ratchet
it.
one?
And it doesn't even really ratchet, it goes
Okay.
through and there's small teeth on,
Oh,
like, the part that you lift up. I'm like, I should have a technical term for this. I've put how many kayaks on top of cars.
lifty
Yeah,
uppy
yeah,
part.
yeah, yeah, the little part that opens it, but it has teeth so that as you pull it through and then as it creates friction so it doesn't go back through and left you unless you lift up that
Right, right,
tab.
right.
So the top part looks like, so I found when I was fly fishing in Canada, I found, somebody's strap had broken off and they had just left it there by the lake, and I was like,
Nice.
"That's mine, and I'm picking up
Yoink.
trash in a wilderness area."
I actually just picked up these
Yeah.
small buckles,
Oh, let me see. I love that we all,
little
like, geek out over buckles,
little
so I'm like,
cobra
"Oh,
buckles. Just
yeah."
tiny little ones
Those
that I
are
wanted to
so
use
cool.
for a flight cap, and they just came in today. I gotta dirty them
Yay!
off, though, they're way too shiny.
Yeah.
Um,
Yes, but
um,
that top part really looks like that to me, and I could be wrong, but, like, initially, like, that's what it
yeah.
reminds me of.
Well,
So
for me, like, I'm not big on, like, the, imperial kind of, costuming, but I
mhm.
do love a rebel in imperial costuming. I do love
Yep,
Jyn Erso in one. I love,
yep,
Cassian in one, like,
yeah,
all the entirety of the Aldani crew, like, in their
yes,
imperial get up. Like, I love
yeah,
it for that, like, being able to sort of sneak around and
yeah,
maybe sneak into,
sneaky,
so
sneaky.
one day maybe,
Yes.
um,
Yes, that was something that Zach Eskrin, I think, like, a year ago,
yes.
had been like, "Oh, you should do an Imperial look," and I'm like, "Yeah, I still have not," because it's so crisp, and it's so clean, and I'm
Yeah,
so not that.
same.
So one of
Yeah.
these days, I'll try it. But, yeah, I think
They've got some real good looks though. Oof.
they do. They do.
Yeah.
I mean, they make uniforms look good, right? I mean,
Mhm.
definitely. So I'm loving this one. Is that Val in the background kinda we're seeing?
Just underneath the flight suit one? No, I
Yeah,
don't think
yeah.
that's her.
Oh, somebody else,
I
okay.
think these might be 2 brand new
2 new
characters, and then
characters,
that's,
okay.
yeah, in the front, that's, Cassian's girlfriend. What's her name?
Oh god, why did I just blank on her name? Because I know this name, because I have, like,
Forrest.
how many Pinterest boards, like, for because I loved her look in the first.
Oh, so good.
I'm just going to
So good.
Pinterest. Yeah, I
So good.
loved her stuff, the first one.
And, like, that's, like, oh god, Andor just, like, literally changed my mind because I think that's where, like, my idea for these rebels of, like, Burgundy Squadron came from, like, or these just denizens from Burgundy Squadron, like, of just people, because she's literally just
Bix.
a person.
Jeez, why couldn't I
Nyx,
remember
yeah,
that?
Bix, Colleen,
Bix.
yeah.
Mhm.
She's literally just a person,
Yeah,
but she was funneling information, and I was like,
yeah,
"That's exactly who we
yeah.
are," you know?
Looks like she's still got her wrap vest, which I love. Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
I can't wait to see more of that. And a really great textured, like, rustish, like, dark rust.
I also
Yes.
like this kind of, like, almost wheat field that they're in. I feel like
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
something that's, like, new. Like, I don't know if we might have seen something like that in, like, Clone Wars and Rebels. Like,
Mhm.
I think Lothal has a lot of this sort of long grass,
Yep.
sort of stuff, but just really nice to see it,
Yeah,
live action, just a different
definitely.
kind of terrain. That's always
Whoever
good.
Yeah, right, yeah, because 'cause you're like, there's a lot other things other than desert planets and jungle planets, I'm sure.
Yeah, 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 and rocks, there's more than that, yeah.
Whoever the gal is on the right, it's definitely giving me, like, Viking or Ren Fair vibes. Like,
A little
she's
bit,
got, like
right?
it seems like and we'll see how long this dress or tunic, whatever it goes, but, like,
Mhm.
kind of a squared off neckline with some trim. The color's kinda like a dusty grayish dark
Like a
blue.
slate, right? Like a
Yeah, like a
slate
slate
blue, slate
blue,
gray, yeah.
yeah, with, like, an ivory cardigan or some sort of wrap, and then, like, you can
Mhm.
tell there's, like, cups hanging off of her pack, and I mean,
Yeah,
like,
and I can't
it
tell, like, right under the cup, like, if that's, like there's something else that's, like, round, I could see
Mhm.
fur on this
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
somewhere perhaps, like, I
Yeah.
feel like it's giving
Right?
that,
Yeah,
yeah.
totally, which I love those kinda crossover vibes, so I'm gonna be very
Mhm.
interested in that one when we get to see it on the screen for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, these are probably my favorite, like, rebel looks of all time, this kind of
Yeah.
blue, tan, and
Yes.
blue khaki and browns, like, I love it so much. It
Mhm.
it it goes so hard and, like, I'm just gonna die over
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah, there's some really nice
Yeah.
stripes down some sleeves, which is just a
Mhm.
such a quintessential Star Wars detail that it
Mhm.
does make me really happy. Yeah, see some good cargo vests there on the folks at the base
Yep.
with their high ankle boots, pants tucked
Mhm.
in, classic look.
Bloused.
This,
I
like,
I
look
learned that that's called bloused,
blousing,
blousing.
yes. Yep.
Yeah, and I was like, "Oh,
This
that's
base
nice."
almost makes me feel a little bit like, Batu too, which kinda makes
It
me
does, right?
happy,
'Cause of the
right? Okay.
spire in the
It's
background,
not
looks like
just
the
me,
black
yeah.
spire. Yeah,
Yeah,
no, no,
and
no, definitely. I was
I'm
like,
like, "Oh."
"Is it?"
I know, right? Yeah, maybe they
We
finally put
still
it in
haven't
something.
seen it in live
I
action, like,
know,
it
and
would be great to
it would be
finally
great.
cement it, 'cause,
Yeah.
the way it stands right now, if they take that away, it's gone. Like, I
Don't say
know.
things like this.
I know. No, they won't, they
I
won't.
can't.
We'll riot. We'll riot. We'll riot. They won't. They know what's good for them.
They know that we are going to continue giving them money. Hopefully, they understand this,
They
that, like
know. They know
yeah,
we
like,
love them.
they
They won't do it. They won't do it. That's me
once again, legal
holding
counsel, do
my
we have
fist
a
out to the mouse.
threatening a
Don't you
mouse.
dare. Yeah.
Oh,
And
man.
then I don't know why I threw in this picture of Martha Stewart.
Because 'cause you're loving this all I have seen these in the wild. I have seen these
I
short
know, you mentioned
puffy
it.
jackets, but twice now, like, twice
That's a
recently.
Martha Stewart jacket.
That's Martha Stewart.
She makes those.
Martha
That's
Stewart,
literally a Martha Stewart.
Burgundy Squadron, she's gonna be
They
joining
come
us.
in every color. This is not an ad.
Do you remember moon boots from the '80s? Did you have a pair
Yeah,
of moon boots?
the
Yeah,
like
oh my gosh,
the
it kinda
hoppy
reminds me
ones?
yeah, they were puffy and they came up to your, like,
Oh, yeah, yeah,
I
yeah,
don't know,
yeah,
kinda like your
yeah,
shin, or they were really puffy, I don't know, it
yeah,
just seems like you need some moon boots with this jacket.
yeah. I
Um,
just thought
we're
'cause
gonna have
she's
to
got
include this.
boots on. This is her, like, gardening outfit. I
Yeah.
just watched if anyone's wondering why, I just watched the newest Martha Stewart
Oh,
documentary.
okay. Oh, there's a
About her
documentary?
about her entire
Wow.
life, and
Wow.
I've always had a soft spot for Martha Stewart. I think
I
she's
actually do
kind of
too.
a badass, like,
Yeah.
legitimately, but if you watch this documentary, it's on another level. She's
Wow.
always been like this. She's
Okay.
always been like this.
Okay.
This is a woman who, in her very early 20s, was making so much money. Like, she's been always been so
Always been a
successful, like,
business, like, mindset.
always, always, always. That
Wow,
is her
okay.
superpower. She knows nothing else. Like, she
Yeah.
is she's my hero. She's one of my
Yeah.
heroes. Like,
Yeah,
she's
no,
incredible. Yeah.
I've always been a fan actually, which is so funny because, I mean, like, I am very on my house is never organized. My
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
not a
no, I
home
don't
destroyer,
go yeah.
but I've always really admired just yeah, her drive, right?
Yeah.
And the whole yeah,
Yeah,
like
I won't spoil anything, but, we've lived it, we lived it, so there
yeah,
was so many people that had so much, like, horrible things to say about
yeah,
what Martha Stewart was doing, and it's like,
mm,
she literally she's like this community. She
yeah,
would know something, she would learn something and then give it
and
to
then
the people,
yeah,
like,
put it out there.
"Yeah,
Yeah,
this is how you
for
do it,"
sure.
like, the fact that she then went on to monetize it, like, I mean, hey,
Yeah,
get your paper up, like,
yeah, for
I'm not
sure.
gonna knock anybody's hustle,
Right?
but, you
Exactly.
know, like
Well, and for
but
her to
anyway
be a female, business, like, to be a
Mhm.
businesswoman and
Mhm.
start when she did
Yep.
is another thing that's how are we talking about Martha
I
Stewart?
know, I know, I know,
Star
but
Wars.
yeah, I'll put this in the post as well because I need everyone to see this vest, half sleeve puffy jacket, which is
Yeah,
just as bizarre as it
and
sounds.
it's a thing, but you know what? Also,
Uh,
like, puffy, down skirts have been a thing as well, which
okay,
one of my friends has one and swears by it for camping because it keeps your butt
okay,
warm when you're sitting around the fire. So, it's
okay.
like, yeah, I mean, you can
It's like
I live in
wearing a
Seattle, you can
duff
make a puffy
sleeping
anything.
bag. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, so, I mean, seriously, like, down jackets are kinda like the uniform out here, so,
Yeah.
um,
Well,
yeah,
this one's great because it doesn't
I
have
think
the
it's
it's like
great.
half sleeves. It's
Yeah,
it's a short sleeve
yeah.
puffy jacket,
It's a
which
short sleeve, and I don't know if it's because she has it open or does it actually have kind of a curve to the hem. I'm just curious if that's,
I
like, just
think
an
she
added
wears it
touch.
open.
Oh, so it's just kinda baggy,
Yeah, yeah,
okay.
yeah. If I
I was like,
remember in this scene, she's wearing it open,
"Okay,
yeah.
okay." Oh god. I love
But
that
the
you like
colors and everything, yeah,
Yeah.
like, the boots, like, it just
Yep,
is I was like, "Ferrex."
yep, yep,
Or
totally, yeah,
Canary, which we
yeah,
have to do an episode on
just
Canary,
oh,
yeah,
we do, yeah. Just
yeah,
put, like, more of a, like, a, movie filter on it, like, gray it up this image a
yep,
little bit, and you'd be like, "Oh, yeah,
yep,
right off Star Wars." So
exactly. Put a blaster in her hand, on that hand, that right hand. Just digitally put a blaster on her. Be like, "Yeah, here you go." That's gonna be my next Ferris Friday, it's just gonna be a picture of Martha Stewart.
give her a burgundy number,
Digitally put it
just
yeah,
an honorary.
I would. I would too.
Oh my god. I love it.
Oh my god. Anyway, that's, we'll
That's our
see what we see. That's our episode. That's Andor. I'll do a post. I'll do a post of all of these because I'm
Yeah, we
pretty sure
definitely should.
people have seen it, but, these are little screen grabs
But
that I
we will
got
make
from
sure you
yeah,
see it some more for sure. I
yeah,
and if for some reason you possibly happen to be watching our show and haven't watched Andor season 1 yet, do yourself a favor and as soon as
yeah,
Skeleton Crew is over, go watch Andor season 1, which I actually plan to rewatch it,
yeah,
whether
I
it's,
have
like,
to.
while I'm crunching or what, just, like, I might not be sitting down on the couch, I might just have it on while I'm sewing, but I
Yeah,
definitely plan to watch it at least one more time,
yeah.
because it was just so good.
And they say, I mean, even, Diego Luna was like, when you watch the season finale of season 2, make sure you have an extra 2 hours because 'cause you're gonna wanna watch Rogue One right after, and I was like, "Okay,
Oh.
okay."
Oh my god. That just broke my heart a little. Like, I love Rogue One. Rogue One like, when people ask
Yeah,
me, like, what the best Star Wars movie, favorite, I'm like, "Okay, well, I'll kinda" but honestly, like, Rogue One is such an amazing movie, and it stands on its own, and, like, all that
mhm,
stuff, and, up until now it has something to connect to,
yeah,
but that's just yeah, it was just amazing writing, amazing acting. He is so good, like, I just and,
mhm,
like, yeah, Cassian and Jyn are just 2 of the best characters.
mhm.
Yeah,
That speech that he
yeah.
gives to, like well, it's not really a speech, but, like, he says to Jin, where he's like, "We're coming with you, like, we have to" like, I'm paraphrasing right now, but he's
Mhm.
like, "All of the horrible things we've done, like, they have to stand for something, so we're
Mhm,
coming with you," you know? I was
mhm.
like,
I know, I know. It just
"Amazing,
yeah, the whole
incredible."
thing was amazing. Ah!
I'm telling you, a movie like Rogue One, I was like, what's a lightsaber? Force power, I don't want none of that, like,
Yeah, was that kinda the moment that you were like, "Oh, wait a minute,
I'm
there's, like,
done,
this
yeah.
there's this
I was
other
like
stuff in Star Wars."
there are other people, yeah. There's
Yeah,
also this video I'll share it with you, and maybe I'll do a link to it, on this week,
yeah.
when this releases, but there's an amazing video on Luthen. Luthen is hands
Uh,
down, like, my favorite all-time character.
yeah,
Like,
character.
I will
Yes.
die on this hill, I think Luthen Rael is much more important than Luke Skywalker,
Oh,
like,
yeah.
in the grand scheme of this, like, galactic civil war, like
I could see it.
incredible,
Yeah.
incredible. So I'll share it with you just after this.
Okay.
I'll
Yeah.
send you the link. But
Okay.
it makes a parallel to the premise of this like video essay is that Luthen Rael is to the rebellion what Palpatine is to the Empire. That there
Yeah,
has to
okay.
be one sort of figurehead to like anyway.
Yeah,
You'll
yeah.
you'll
Okay.
and I'll share the link to the
Okay.
Off the Rack Rebellion
Okay.
stories.
Please. Love it. Oh my gosh, yes. Okay. Well, I'm sure we're gonna be talking about Andor a
Oh
few more
yeah.
times.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, when it
I think
comes
it's the
out, we'll
3rd of
be
April, right? So
yeah,
we're gonna
I
be
think April, I think that's the date.
8th,
I'm pretty
right?
sure they've just announced that it's
Yeah,
coming in
okay,
April, so,
okay. Whew, man,
we'll
it's
talk about it
coming
more
up
then.
fast, like
And maybe we'll do some, we've never really done an Andor episode. I know we talk about it
I
every
know,
episode.
I know. Maybe we
I
should
think
go
that's
back.
why we haven't, yeah, but maybe we will. We'll see.
Maybe we should definitely dive into that in the
Definitely
next
do
time we record.
let's definitely do a Canary one, like,
Yes,
yeah.
yes, absolutely.
Anyway,
Oh my
we'll
gosh,
see.
yeah. Just, all the fashion is so good, so
So, Kate, where can people find
Oh
you?
my gosh, I am at One Scavenger's Wardrobe on Instagram. And Billy, how
I
about yourself?
am I'm Billy Maddox on Instagram. You can find both of us on Off the Rack Rebellion on Instagram. That's with periods in between, Off the Rack Rebellion. And much thank you to Rami, our producer in the background, always, and the Dad Batch for having us on. They're amazing. And I thank them so much every day for this opportunity. And to all of you, remember that a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away can be right here and right now.